What's up, everybody? My name is Little Mac, and come with me to make my senior pants because it seems like nobody else wanted to do it with me. I had this idea of putting like a little bit of bows and lace, but I really wanted them to be like representing my school and everything. And especially, I'm doing these for my spring festival that we're showing out kind of like our decision day. And, I had to get my own gear for my school. So I'm also trying to remember how to sew in this process and just trying to figure out how I was going to do this, but I started with opening up the front of the pant, and I did that by accident. It was supposed to be the side, and I was gonna seam rip it, but that was gonna take a little bit too much time. That was my realization. Yeah. So she did not eat that one up. But you know what? It was gonna be in the front. So I went to Hobby Lobby. I got some paint, some ribbon. I got my school letters I'm gonna put on the back pockets, the stick-ons, and girl, I had to bust out my sewing machine. That is the baby lock right there. I haven't opened that thing up in a minute. I haven't. That was my sewing day trauma where I was making quilts in the middle of the summer. I tell you, it has been a long time since I touched that thing. But here I'm just sewing on one side of the lace onto the front panel and just making sure everything is lined up. This part was easy. It was putting on the other side that I was struggling with. This was me trying to figure out how I was going to do that without sewing together my pants. So, I just decided I was going to pin it over, make it look somewhat nice and somewhat professional. And then this was me struggling to make it somewhat nice and somewhat professional. But you know what? We got it on. It looks nice. I think it looks decent for me. Clock it. I got both sides on. Don't look at my feet. And I think they turned out pretty good, except for like one side is a little bit wonky, but we're not going to talk about that, okay? All we know is that the lace is on there and that we think it's cute. So next, I just took my yellow or gold ribbon and made two bows that I put on at the knee. And then I'm going to take my stickable letters for my school and I'm going to put them on my back pocket. You guys don't get to see the other letters because we still have family out there that don't know where I'm going. So we're just going to keep that under wraps until my graduation party. Yeah. But in the end, I just ended up adding little lines, stars, everything that I did not need to add just to give them a little bit of touch, a little flair. I put senior 2020, senior 25 on the front just for a little bit extra pizzazz. And I honestly had a lot of fun with this. This was like in the middle of the night. So I'm very tired while I was doing this, but I did not want to stop. And I'm just adding on all of my nice, beautiful accessories. And that's me trying them on. Of course, you guys can't see the back, you're not allowed to. But I think the front turned out